Hello, Fred Carr here. Just wanted to make a quick video. Um, I was watching Silver 5150, and he happened to be showing some information with the debt clock. As you can see, kind of in the corner right here, the dollar to silver ratio is now at $3,073. The paper to silver ratio, as we can see right here, is $174.08 to 1 ounce. I know I promised you guys I would make a video about the debt clock, or make a new video once the paper to silver ratio, or the dollar to silver ratio, went up to 3,000. And here it is. I think Silver 5150 did a great job about bringing this up and trying to show us some math about how high potentially an ounce of silver can go up in price, in currency, as Mike Maloney says. I think this is just great information to be aware of. Our economy is going through some dramatic changes. As I last checked, the spot price of silver was down a little bit. It may be bouncing back, I'm not sure, but it was down a little bit today, earlier this morning. Also, gold was down a little bit earlier this morning. Went under 1,700. It's at the last time I checked, it was in the high $1,600 range. That's gold per 1 ounce. That's how where it was spot price wise. So I had actually recorded this video, but I forgot to turn on the sound in the last video. So this is like my second attempt here. So I apologize if I'm a little bit out of sorts right now, because I'm trying to, I want to go over a couple of things with you guys. So for me personally right now, I'm not as aggressive as I was in terms of stacking silver. It doesn't mean I'm going to stop stacking silver. It just means right now the premiums make me a little bit uncomfortable, because I look at the last high that I remember seeing, and that's when silver was around 2011, about $40 per ounce. That's the high I saw during that time. And right now, a lot of coins on eBay are going for around $25 a piece, or an ounce, for a coin, for a sovereign coin, or American Silver Eagle. Those are actually going up higher than 25, but there's still ways and means to get actual coins, not rounds, at around 25 or a little bit less than 25, on eBay, or through other online dealers, or through LCS's, local coin shops. So there's still some good options out there, but my problem is with these premiums, if silver only goes up from 25 to 40, that's only a $15 gain. Now, when I first, I've been on and off stacking for many years. I had to sell my stack at a loss. I don't know if I shared that whole story with you guys, but when silver was at $40, I ran out and, I read Mike Maloney's book. I ran out and bought a bunch of silver, American Silver Eagles, because he said that in the first edition of his book that he thought that was the best silver to buy, the most recognizable, the American Silver Eagles. But I don't really, I'm not really in that zone anymore because for one, when silver dropped dramatically at that point, when it was going from $40 to like in the teens or whatever, and I had to sell at the time, I took a huge loss. I lost a lot of money, and it's just that's a fact for me. I know people are operating in different mindsets. A lot of people think, hey, SHTF situation will hit America, and hyperinflation may set in, or overinflated silver prices will kick in, or overinflated gold prices will kick in, and we'll get back to the days of $100 a barrel oil and things like that, which could be the case. And if we do hit $100 barrel oil, like I've said in a couple of other videos, that it correlates with the silver price, where when high oil prices are up, silver prices go up. And if you haven't noticed, oil prices have gone up to around in the 30s. They went down a little bit today as of the early morning when I was watching the markets. But anyway, silver went up to 17 some odd dollars. As last I checked, it was at 17 some odd dollars. And I believe it's coinciding with the uptick in the dollar per barrel, price point that we're at right now. Sorry about that, guys. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. So, I don't want to be a panic buyer. I think there's a lot of pumpers out there, and I've talked about this in the past as well, being able to be on both sides of the coin. The people who are saying silver isn't a good investment or a hedge or isn't worth putting any money into, versus people that say, oh, you need to get into debt, or you need to, and I've heard people say you need to get into debt, use up your credit cards or whatever you can to buy as much silver as you can. I don't believe in that at all. Or I've also heard other channels saying, put as much money as you can into silver and buy all the silver. I don't believe in that either. But I want to know both sides, because both sides supply, at least the sides that I listen to, they give supporting information to validate their stance. But I am hearing a lot less supporting information that supports not putting any money into silver. I am hearing a lot less of that. And maybe I could be, maybe there's more channels out there that say, they say, hey, don't get into silver, don't get into gold or whatever. I don't know. But what I do know is I have a large percentage of my personal wealth in silver, and I personally believe that I need to be more diversified, have more cash, have it in different locations. A lot of people are saying, well, Fred, are you trying to say put more money in the bank? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it's not a bad idea to have that first line of defense be cash. I'm not saying that's a bad idea at all. For me, I'm well over 90% of my currency, as Mike Maloney said, 90% of my currency value is in silver. And I want to pull back and be logical. And even if I'm wrong, and silver, or we get into an SHTF situation, I'm still going to be covered. I'm still going to be okay. But I don't think it's going to hurt me if I put a few $1,000s away. I don't think it's going to hurt me if I put um, a certain amount of my income, earned income, into just basic, not savings in terms of a bank, but in wherever I feel is secure. Put it in that, location, wherever that may be, in that area that I use for storage, wherever that may be. Put it in there, and that way, if I have an emergency, I can just go into that and not have to close any accounts or anything crazy. I have a hedge, a currency hedge, that will protect me against, at least in the beginning stages of, a meltdown. That will protect me against that to a certain extent. Now, if we have an SHTF scenario, I definitely believe that silver can play a role in helping you maintain a livable lifestyle, because you can use that for barter. Silver can be used for barter. But I think other things could be used for barter as well. Having skills, having a skilled trade, knowing a skilled trade, being knowledgeable about certain things, like processing animals or hunting animals, having relationships, a sense of community, um, not being in debt. There's a lot of things I think, bad debt anyways. There's a lot of things I think will play a role in the future if we are on our way to an SHTF situation. Like I've talked about in that one video I recommend people watch, the Hushin by Silver, I can't remember the name of it, but part 2, multiple streams, having multiple streams of income, having assets that produce income, having different forms of insurance along with silver. I think silver and gold should be your last form of insurance, because I think for you to use the silver and gold in an SHTF situation, I think we would have a total meltdown of our economy for it to get to that point. So that's why I say it should be the last thing you invest in. And I may be in a different position than many other people. I think I am, because I have so much silver already. I think I'm in a different position than some people. Some people may just be starting stacking. Some people may have the things I recommend already, and they're ready to go to that final step, that final rung of the ladder there, for lack of a better term. They may be in a position where they just want to bulk up on some precious metals, and maybe they're heavy cash and they want to bulk up on precious metals. And I think that's not a bad thing. If you have everything else, that's not a bad idea. I'm not against that. So this video is going on a lot longer than I would have thought. I just wanted to share these interesting little points here about the dollar to silver ratio and the paper to silver ratio right here. Interesting little facts. I think a lot of people throw out numbers of how high an ounce of silver is going to go. I'm not throwing any numbers out there. I'm looking at history. I'm looking at past inflation. I'm looking at what other experts like Robert Kiyosaki, I remember he made a video and he said in the next 10 years we could easily see silver at $100 an ounce, which would be great. But if you think silver is going up to $100 an ounce, I don't think that means you should be buying a lot of silver if silver goes up to $50 an ounce. I don't think that's the time to buy. I think if you dollar cost average right now, it is high. I don't like these premiums, but if you were going to stack, if you dollar cost average, you don't overdo it, you pace yourself, then it's not a bad thing, And if you have cash to the side and all the other things I've talked about before, then you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. And you will have things that benefit you in your life and maintain your life along with silver. So it wouldn't be just silver and hoping that silver is going to be enough. No, you will have a series of things to help you navigate any type of SHTF waters that we may be getting into as a country. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope, you know, a lot of the experts that I see, RTD, Lynette Zhang, Robert Kiyosaki, I hope that some of their predictions don't come true. But the odds are they're going to come true. Okay, well, I'll leave it here. I know it's been a 15-minute video. I just want to say you guys keep on stacking if you have everything else in place. And I will see you in the next video. Fred Gar here. Talk to you later. Bye.